What up, nerds? Welcome to Wrench-A-Thon. So this is our 87 Chrysler LeBaron station wagon that has a full-blown SRT4 swap. And before you say, that's cool, how did you do it? I didn't. A crazy guy and his dad up in Allentown, Pennsylvania did it in 2009, like long before I could have accomplished anything like this. And then they sold it, and they sold it to somebody who went to somebody else. I think I'm the third person since then that has had it. So I bought this in 2015. The swap had 67,500 miles or so at that point. We drove it for a while. I looped the heater core on it because, you know, the coolant was like spewing through the heater vent at one point. And then it just became like our fun summer car. Currently, at the time of filming, the car has 138,000 miles on it, which is a lot to think about. It's fun to drive. Is it fast? No, it's not very fast. Not by today's standards. You know, not when like it could get smoked by a minivan on the street. But it's surprising. If you care about numbers, it went 14.0 at 104 with a 2.360 foot, which means it's about as fast as a bone stock SRT4, except that this has the stage 2 kit on it from Mopar, which is just a 3-bar map sensor, larger fuel injectors, and then this has like a boost controller, high octane mode. None of the high octane mode or the intercooler sprayers work anymore because it had a tune flash on it at some point.
That probably hindered our acceleration times, though it's hard to tell since 0 to 60 in 8.7 seconds and a quarter-mile time of 16.2 seconds at 83 is remarkably fast for a mid-weight 4-cylinder sedan.
It's got a big front mount intercooler and then all of the SRT4 parts. So it's got SRT4 brakes, the ABS system, the keyless entry, the immobilizer, the trunk pop works. It's better than an SRT4 because it has power rear windows and it gets about 28 to 30 miles per gallon on the highway, which is okay. It used to get better, but it's got a lot of miles on it now. When I drive this to work, I commute from Pennsylvania to the DC area basically, and it's a long drive and it's always entertaining when you drive something weird like this that nobody sees anymore because it's almost like you're driving somebody else's fever dream. At least that's how I equate it. I feel like a cartoon character when I drive this thing to work. So anyway, a few weeks ago, my younger brother, who's in a band called Have Mercy, asked if they could use it in a music video. They were going to rent a car and then they decided not to. And I was like, oh yeah, dude, absolutely. And then it just kind of fell apart. The car spit out its blow-off valve on my way to work one day. So I stole the blow-off valve from my SRT4 that is broken currently. Then it had this wandering feeling. So I decided to change the strut top hat, which didn't fix it. I changed the inner tie rod, which mostly fixed it. It still kind of wanders a little bit, and if you're not paying attention, it'll try to kill you. It'll put you in a ditch. Other than that, the car's been great. I've still enjoyed driving it. I got it fixed in time. You know, I didn't lose the shop or anything, so they were able to use it for the music video, which will hopefully be out later in the summer. Oh, I also had to change the intake manifold gasket. It had a really bad intake leak. I actually thought the intake was cracked just because of where I was feeling on it, where it would make noise and the noise would go away. And it turns out it just had a blown intake gasket, and it's had this blown intake gasket since last summer, and I just didn't want to mess with it. But I got it fixed. Ever since I fixed that, now the clutch is starting to slip, which is expected. It's a SRT4 clutch with 138,000 miles on it. And I have not been nice to this car. I like driving this car. I'll just say that. So I'm going to have to do a clutch probably before I go to Chrysler's at Carlisle this summer. But anyway, it did the dumbest fucking thing. It spit out the blow-off valve. So I have an SRT4 that my wife windowed the block on last year. I stole the blow-off valve from that. I'm going to put it on this if I can. Now this had an HKS blow-off valve on it. The SRT4 had a very early HKS blow-off valve. I'm not sure if this one was mounted with a V-band clamp or it has the same, snap ring setup. But I got a set of snap ring pliers, and then I got to clean this one up because it is horribly covered in oil, because the SRT4 was apparently burning oil very bad before it blew up. So let's I'm going to show you what I'm working with, and I'm going to dig into cleaning it. All right, so this is the custom up pipe that came off of my SRT4. You can see that it is dirty, it is full of oil, and it's got a very old adjustable HKS blow-off valve on it. So I bought brand new gloves and they're already filthy. So it's fine. This is fine. I'm going to clean these off. I'm probably going to use my tow dolly. It's right behind the camera as a workbench, and get to work, because I believe this is held in with a snap ring, but I actually can't see it. This part is probably from the early 2000s on its own. Like, the car's an 03, so if I had to guess, this part's probably been on that car since somewhere between 05 and 08. Oh, well, that's cool. I'm not going to be able to get the snap ring off from where this is, so I got to figure out how to rotate it. Oh, I got the spin. That's cool. Here we go. I don't know what I did, but I did it. Cool. I liked how this was adjusted mostly, I guess, so I'm not going to mess with this at all. Alright, so to grab it from the other side, I have to grab it. I have to undo that clamp, and then that clamp comes around to the throttle body. And those are just held on with some 8mm hose clamps. So I'm going to take those off camera. Alright, so this is the blow-off valve from this car, and this is the blow-off valve pipe from my Wagon. I don't even know how it popped off. Maybe the snap ring wasn't installed correctly, but the O-ring seal is in good shape. Everything in here is in good shape. There's no like signs of damage coming out of here. There's no even oil in here, other than like what was right at the throttle body. So I'm going to clean this up a little bit with a rag and some of this carb cleaner. I'm going to put it on. I have to make sure to have it facing that way, because the blow-off valve placement is important, mainly for sound. And when Greg built all this piping for me, he's a Pipe Dreams Fabrication, he had it facing downwards so that the sound of it would bounce off the ground and make it sound louder from outside the car. I'm going to do the same thing he did, well, the same placement. And you know, this pipe had all the same stuff. It had the well, it had a boost reference line that was blocked off, and then it had this sensor. This one I believe is threaded and tapped, where this one was in an O-ring, which is fine. But yeah, I'm gonna clean this off with some carb cleaner, clean this up a little bit in here, but not too much, and then go ahead and put it back together. First off, let's carb cleaner the hands. Oh, that's good for the skin. Remember, kids, you can do all this like once. It is taking years off your life, but it's really the years off the end of your life. I've already lost my 20s. I don't need to worry about them anymore. I'm losing like my 50s and 60s. This definitely looks beat up. Kind of unfortunate, because the one I had on the car was really, really nice. Oh, dude, that is... Yeah, that is pretty tight on there. I feel like this side could use a little... Yeah, I can't move it now, so it's bound to be pretty good. I don't want that on me. Yeah, it's probably ain't good for the plants, but whatever. I want to gravel up here anyway. Alright, so I know that these are usually bull crap, but this is actually the first start. You know, I'm still covered in dirt. Let's see if it makes blow off noises or not. So that's one problem down of many. So here, watch this. It's going to start smoking here in a second. There it goes. There's a crack in the intake manifold, and it's right at the flange. So I need to replace the intake manifold. I do have another one, and that is really loud. Also, the power steering pulley is squeaking. I've tried spraying it and stuff, and it comes and goes. But in the meantime, I can drive it again. So, you know, one problem down of like 3 things I need to do, 4 things I want to do if I want this famous rock band to use my car in a music video and have me feel good about it. But in the meantime, let's do a little test drive up and down the street. Oh yeah. Oh, it's good to have boost back. Oh, it's good to have boost back, baby. I was saying, it's good to have boost again. Happy about it. Next I want to get the front wheels swapped out for the ones that match the rear. I can do that. I just gotta take the ones over there, take them up to Walmart. What time is it? So I got my tires mounted at Walmart. I didn't tell them not to, so they put the weights on the outside of the wheel. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Like, I could have said something and had it redone, but it's not a big deal for me. I actually run Douglas tires a lot. Like, if I have to buy new tires, I'm probably going to just go to Walmart and get Douglas tires. I like the cheapest Goodyear tires, unless it's for like the NYG. I have to take it slow because of my back. I'm basically disabled, so yeah, got one on. I'm going to do the other one here in a second. Blah, blah, blah. I'm talking too much. Yeah, hurt my back really bad almost 2 years ago at work, and I can still do stuff, but sometimes if I start to do too much during the day, like if I have a hard day at work or I walk a lot, my back starts to like get some twinges in it, and then I start to get like little spasms, and I gotta chill out. So I'm gonna be pretty honest. I feel like coming out here today. I slept like garbage. I got a million kids inside my house right now, but I figured I'll just come out here and work on this for an hour or two. And if I still feel like working on it after that, I'll keep going. And if I'm not, then I won't. And that's how you can get through a lot of stuff. You just see how long you can put up with it, and then take a break. These are so old. These fuel injector connectors. They're just crumbling in my hands. Those red clips never survive when I'm around. All right. Vacuum line off. I have another vacuum line on the throttle body, but we're getting there. I take off this. So I'll try using this oil filter wrench to get this off. That's not what I wanted to do today. Well, goddamn motherfucker, dude! I'm gonna fucking start throwing things. Got the cap off, part of it, and this part is still in there. So I'm not sure how I'm gonna get that out. I didn't get a little crooked needle nose in there. Where do I set those down at? There we go. Oh man. Yep. That looks really raunchy in there, so no wonder it wasn't cooling correctly. Is that right on my guess? It's bigger than a 17. Guess I'm just letting it drain in the yard. It's gonna fucking rain later anyway. If I can. So I wanted to do this without pulling this, but I think I got to do it now. So it's fine. It's just another gasket I'm gonna have to go find. Oh, it's just the gasket was torn. No shit. It just broke, but I might put this back on. So this whole time I thought I had a cracked intake manifold, and it turns out I just had a fucked up intake gasket. So there is some, like junk along the mating surface of this. I cut a microfiber cloth up, but they usually get like very frayed. So if you're going to use something like this, you got to shake it out to get all the little fuzzies out of it. I got to change the crank sensor while I'm here. Don't let me forget. So I took some of that, carb cleaner I had, cleaned along here, cleaned along the mating surface some. I didn't go like too crazy with it. And this is the crank sensor here. There. You know what? I'm bringing you in. I cannot allow myself to think about this today. Holy shit. The lower coolant hose adapter piece looks god fucking awful. This is the new crank sensor. That's what it looks like. It's under the fucking starter. It's like literally right under the starter. Let's get started here. 15. Oh. That probably has not moved since the Obama administration. Here we go. All right, so even my little, jamming a screw and trick into it didn't quite work. So I just took these and raked it along the edge here until I ended up pulling out the seal. And then I was able to just grab this piece of plastic, pull it out. Hopefully nothing's gotten into the engine. I don't think it has. I don't think it has. So anyway, I'm going to clean the intake manifold now. I gotta get the old gasket off of it and then clean up the mating surface some, because it was just the gasket that was bad. Well, imagine my surprise when the afternoon rain has just become an all-day drizzle. Not a big fan, especially with the fucking wind. I've been waiting for it to stop being windy, and also I didn't charge my camera, my main camera, so I got to use my other camera. So whatever, it's fine. But I'm just gonna film when I remember to, because I got to get this done. I want to drive this for one, and for two, I'm getting annoyed. So cool, right? Cool, very cool, Jerry. I don't have a hose out here, so I can't really like hose this out like I'd like to. Oh, this fucking, let me show you. Oh, he actually waved it today. That's cool. We don't talk, so it's fine. All right, nerds, I got it almost all back together. I got to put coolant in it, reattach the upper hose. Oh, I got to reattach map sensor. Reattach the map sensor, put the fuel line back on. I had to put a hose clamp on this vacuum line so it doesn't come off. I had to redo my hose clamps for all of this stuff. It's still mounted with a zip tie. I put the drain plug in just now for this. I've not replaced that bearing yet. That's the belt tensioner bearing. So it's probably going to squeak a lot when I start it. What else? Oh yeah, my power steering switch for the SRT4 wiring is this stuff. And it was extended, and then it was repaired badly, and then I've repaired it again, and the jacketing on the jacketing on the wire was actually damaged by the hydraulic fluid, so it's like really loose. So hopefully it works. I don't know. Throttle cable here, I got to reroute. Come on. There we go. Alright, so I guess it's time for me to start putting coolant in this. I have coolant and I have distilled water, but the problem is that this is designed so fucked up. I usually jack it up really high on the passenger side. So let's do that. I'm trying to show it really well, but the inlet to the radiator is lower than the water neck, and then there's I have the heater core lines looped over there, so it's all cattywampus in here. All right. There's still some air bubbles in it. I'm gonna go ahead and connect the battery and try to get this started. I hope it just starts, dude. Oh my God, that was the first start. Oh my God. So anyway, it just started, so cool. I'm gonna keep messing around with this for a little bit, and I'll let you know how it goes. So it was cold today, windy today, and generally poopy out today, so I didn't film what I did. But I changed out this top hat because this was rattling super bad. I was just trying to fix the last of the rattles in this car and make it a little bit safer to drive. I've had a bad strut mount there for probably a couple years, and I've been chasing it down. Like, you know, every summer I would do like one project on this to try and fix it. One year I did the side engine mount, I did the transmission mount. I think I pulled this and I put an AGP mount in it as a solid trans mount. I replaced the side mount. I think I filled the side mount. The front mount's a poly bushings mount. It's like solid, it's good. I had Greg look at stuff and we figured it out. I did the control arm bushings, and what it was is the strut top hat. And I found it by, I think it was accident. Greg and I jacked it up one day at his garage on his lift, and as we were lowering it, I watched the struts come through, and he was like, "Jerry, that's probably what it is." And as I've been driving, like, it's been getting worse, and finally, like, I could see it. Where, like, if I rocked it back and forth, you could see the strut like moving in the top hat. So finally figured it out. So anyway, I changed it. I had to use my spring compressor. I hate using those things. They scare the shit out of me. I'm gonna be honest. Like, they scare the absolute fuck out of me. I tried my trick that I did on my SRT 4 years ago and failed miserably. So what I would do sometimes is to swap the struts out, is I would, you know, bust the top nut off of the strut mount, then take the other three struts, with other three bolts out of the strut, jack the car up. You bring the car up, and, you know, basically the strut lowers itself down. The problem is this has PT springs on it, and they're really long because the PT sits up higher. Like, if you put PT springs on a second gen, it raises it like an inch or some shit. So anyway, they're really long. Ended up pushing on the axle, pulled the axle out of the transmission because the C-clips aren't any good. Dumped all my transmission fluid out on the ground. I couldn't even go grab something to save it. So I don't know if I lost 1 quart or 2. So I had to take my kid to the store earlier. So I grabbed ATF plus 4 while I was there because that's what was in this. And it was like almost $10 a quart. Like, I was blown at the fact that I just paid $10 a quart for this stuff. So anyway, I'm gonna put some transmission fluid in this and put the car on the ground and see if it rattles. There we go. I'm not doing a full drain and fill, so. Ah, there it is. Oh, I think I just, I don't know how much fluid I lost, unless I just spilled it out. Yep, there it is. But I don't think I'm actively grabbing fluid. I think that I'm dragging it up. So, let me get one more. Oh, there it is. There's now enough fluid in there, so I can put this plug back on. Years ago, I bought one of these things, and I lose them all the time, but they're like the best thing for putting fluid in your transmission if it's got like one of those stupid fill plugs. So now I'm gonna put this in my Walmart bag and then put the cap on this fluid and keep it in the car to put the wheels on. I kind of wish I had filmed me failing earlier, but I didn't feel like talking. All tools are shit, okay? If you take any actual real advice from me, I want you to remember that all tools are crap. All tools are poop. All tools are made by like 5 companies. And if I remember correctly, Ryobi and Milwaukee are made by the same parent company. If you don't want to listen to me about tools, go watch the Torque Test channel. Find out which tools you want. I know that Milwaukee's tools are like actually really fucking good, but I had all these Ryobi batteries and all this other Ryobi shit. So realistically, I'm not buying an impact gun because I think it's better. I'm buying it because it fits into the ecosystem, you know? Fits into the things I have. So, anyway, Marley, rant you're gonna get about tools from me. My hands are cold. I should have put my gloves back on, but I didn't. I've never seen that. Dude, oh my God. My jack stand took a chunk of the earth with it. That thing the kids say. This one's for the boys. Man, that was good. And all my tools out of there. And we're gonna do a little test drive. Oh, yeah. Pick up my crap so it doesn't get blown away. Oh man, it's such a hassle. I never changed the bearing. It's steaming off some of the extra coolant that I spilled in the engine bay, but I did get it done. I got to get all my stuff out of the car. I dropped the car off of my floor jack and I busted a line off of the oil cooler. I did that yesterday afternoon. So anyway, I tried to loop it. I didn't like how it looked. I went and bought some extra heater hose and then another coupler. I got it spliced in. I still don't really like it, but it would be fine for the weekend. It still has that weird like wobble issue when I turn a certain way. I'm not sure what that is. I'm not sure if that's that's because the one sway bar end link clamp is broken, or if it's because there's something wrong in the control arms or the steering rack or the K-frame. I'm probably gonna get a new K-frame or like a new used K-frame. I have a friend that has one. And then I'll just get another set of control arms because they're really cheap, a new set of poly bushings, and a new steering rack because they're also still really cheap, and then figure out what I'm going to do. Because it's an SRT4, it has the power steering switch in it, and I'm going to see if I can just delete that, or like what voltage I need to feed it so it doesn't throw a code for it. But I did get it done. I got to clean it out, and I'm going to take it down to Baltimore here in a little while. Yep, I fixed that squeaky tensioner. The old one was broken, and it was broken because I over tightened it probably 2 years ago. So anyway, I gotta get all my stuff that isn't necessary out of the car, just because I don't want it rolling around in there when they're trying to use it. And then my wife's gonna follow me down to Baltimore, so it's 6. So I'll tell the guys I'm gonna head out around 7 and be somewhere down there around 8. So yeah, I'll start moving stuff. Probably move it into my Neon because it's right here. So this is my first episode of Wrench-A-Thon I'm trying to do, and if you like stuff like this, please like, subscribe, share the video with somebody you like, share it with people you hate. I don't care. I just, have people click the link. That would be cool. I like working on stuff. I work on stuff a lot, but also time to time. I don't always remember to grab my camera. Yeah, just let me know if you like stuff like this. Thanks.